What's going on, peeps? We got another Does It Mix video. Today we're gonna be seeing very sneaky, babe. Today we're gonna be seeing if bourbon and limoncello mix together. What? So I like Old Forester 1920 by itself. I love this limoncello that I got from Italy and brought it back with me by itself. But am I gonna like it mixed together? We're here to find out. So, introducing Old Forester 1920. That's definitely a really good bourbon that I go to pretty often. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It is sitting at 57.5%. It's quite a bit. It's pretty high. And with that ABV, it packs a punch on the flavor. And I'm kind of curious on if the limoncello, if you can even like, if it does anything to it, because this is strong. Like the aromas and the flavor profile on Old Forester 1920 is super strong. Where limoncello, well, I'm dumb. This is the Mandarino. It's made out of mandarins, not lemons. But I think that's actually going to work out even better because a lot of bourbons, I actually find like an orange note to it. Kind of curious on if this adds extra. I was sniffing it and I'm like, that's a deeper sweetness than I remembered. And then I look at the label, it's not limoncello. False alarm. We're gonna find out if Jesus, did it again. We're gonna find out if Mandarino and Old Forester 1920 mixed together. Oh, Old Forester 1920. You got your deep oak notes, you get a little bit of char. You get your classic bourbons, brown sugar, vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon spice to it. Oh, Old Forester 1920 is pretty gorgeous Kentucky straight bourbon. Oh, that is a fine bourbon. Almost hate to mix it with anything. Hello, Mandarino. So I still got this from Italy. Giardini, I'm gonna butcher this. Di Cataldo Sorrento. Honestly, just zoom in on that, please. This is 30% ABV, by the way. I'm a big fan of limoncello. And actually, this Mandarino is actually pretty damn good. Silky smooth on the palate. Just a pleasant orange sweetness. Oh, that's good. Very basic, but it perfects the basic. All right, so we're gonna pour the rest of this bourbon into the glass. And as always, it's not enough.
Nice.
And we're just gonna pour a little bit. Give it a little swirl. Oh man, that is hard to pick up the Mandarino. It was such a strong bourbon, kind of just takes over. What? So the bourbon alone ends on a very high spice note, like a black pepper, and it just stays. For this, we're on the finish with them mixed together. What the Mandarino actually does is you have the high spike of spice from the bourbon at the end for the finish, but that's where this comes in and brings up the sweetness to match it, and then both of them just go for a ride and they stick together, and it makes the finish a huge finish of explosions of flavor, and it just lasts quite a while. That was pretty interesting, actually. You don't get too much, maybe just like a hint of the mandarin on like the beginning and mid palate, but it's at the end where you really notice it. Rest of the Mandarino, not limoncello, and just a little bit more of the Mandarino. Quick swirl. So the majority of this base is Mandarino. That's good. So it took what Mandarino alone tastes like a very good orange, deep sweetness, velvety on the palate, and it just adds a little bit of wood to it. I would enjoy either way, majority being bourbon or majority being Mandarino, but I think I prefer the majority to be the bourbon. So overall, them mixed together, I'd actually give it a blueberry habanero chicken wing with some blue cheese. That was actually really good. So until next time, may the roof above us never fall in, and we friends beneath never fall out. Salute. Very good.